Good evening, Westwood, and welcome to Flay High Field for a round of 32 matchup between two TVL large rivals. It doesn't get better than this. Joined as always, Evan Cardamino on camera and microphone, and Max Pollock on microphone. And folks, TVL round of 32. Wolverines taking on familiar foe in the Hopkinton Hillers. And Max, last year there was a little bad blood between you guys, stemming from that first initial game in Hopkinton. There's still some animosity amongst these two teams, and did you consider it a rival in your playing days?
I wouldn't say a rivalry because we always win, but last year it was because that first game we did end up losing in overtime.
Yeah.
But the second game we came back with, I guess, a vengeance.
Yes.
And we ended up winning. I think I don't remember the final the score, but we ended up winning, and it was a big win. We were all very fired up. We had essentially locked down their best player, which was
77.
Logan Del Ponte, now playing at St. Bonaventure.
Yeah, the Bonnies.
Yeah, and what he was like when we had shut him off, he was chirping. He was chirping the bench. He was chirping Ryan Pizzuto, who was shutting him off.
Yeah.
But the way we came back was just great.
And we are ready to get underway. Timmy Malloy at the dot. Shotguns to Dante Martucci, and the Wolverines get the draw control.
Good way to start off for Tim Malloy.
Absolutely. How important is that, the opening draw control, to get some momentum, get things kicked off that way?
It's like every sport. You want possession first, and I guess not football, but if you can score on this first possession, it essentially changes the outcome of, I guess, the rest of the quarter, potentially the game.
Liam Williams, one shot, one goal, and my goodness, we've been talking about it, Max, for the last few weeks. When you get Liam Williams shooting like that and he's put in the back of the net, that is a very difficult player to defend, and that is a problem if you are the other team playing against Westwood.
Yeah, I mean, you can see there, his hands wide open. His ability to shoot at different points, like sidearm, three-quarters, maybe even overhand, but that one was straight sidearm. Goalie didn't even see it. It looked like it went off the post and in.
I mean, that's a hard ball to track. That had some heat on it.
He is one of the hardest shooters on the team. Him and Fredrickson, two of the very best in the TVL when it comes to getting those shots up into the 90s and higher. And a little stalemate at the draw. Ball is picked up by the Hillers. That is their face-off guy, Owen Champlin, captain. Keep an eye on him. He's one of their best players. He stays out on the field typically. I think he switches his stick out, will come back on. So if you keep an eye on him, Max, 88, he's a guy who's going to, be very involved.
You don't really see that often when a face-off guy stays on. One guy I can, I guess, compare him to who stays on sometimes is Johnny Mullen, the Syracuse face-off guy who played at Norwell.
Yeah.
He was a problem.
Yes.
He's an All-American, and while he is the face-off guy, he stays on, and the ability to have a face-off guy who can create offense, it changes the whole dynamic of the game.
You can basically create your offense without having to wait for substitutions. You can win that draw and take it right down Broadway.
Exactly.
And we've seen a lot of goals for Westwood doing that, where they win the face-off and they have that fast break. It's numbers. It's almost like having a man-up opportunity when you win a quick face-off like that.
And that's just repetitiveness. That's a drill that I think Z runs a ton in practice, is the fast breaks. It allows not only offense to get, figure out who's open, but it figures out, the defense, who's sliding here, who's going to be the one, and it helps everyone.
Great defense by the Wolverines, but the backup there caught it and scores. That looks like number 3 for the Hillers. Matt Lottie gets the Hillers on the board. It was initially some great defense by the Wolverines. They got in the lane of the first guy from Holliston was trying to take that pass, and then Lottie was right there to get the loose ball and put that in the back of the net, tied up 1-1.
Yeah, that's the situation you want to get in. I mean, initial save, amazing. The rebound, you want the defense to get that one. It's almost impossible for a goalie to make that save just point blank like that.
Yeah, it was a heads-up play by Lottie. He actually caught the tip and just had him there. Like you said, it's hard to get that rebound. It's a heads-up play by Lottie to get that goal there. The first one for Hopkinton here. And 2 quick goals for both teams.
We have officials spoke for a little bit. I don't know what they were talking about, but we are right back at the draw. Timmy Malloy. He's got Roycroft near side, Martucci up top.
Looked like they were looking for an in the crease.
Take it to himself. Ball on the ground. Martucci, he had it for a second, and then still loose, and then picked off by the Hillers, but knocked on the ground by the Wolverines. Timmy Malloy comes away with it. So back and forth on the possession, and Westwood comes away with it. Malloy was looking inside. He saw a little runway there. That would have got the fans fired up if he took that in for a good look and a goal.
Yeah, he sees that lane, but he knows there's going to be a slide coming really quickly if he's going down like that, because they'll let him shoot from anywhere outside 10 yards because he's got the face-off stick.
Yes, it's limited.
Yeah, you got to get up close. So,
however, it is
good play there.
Good for a toey. We saw a couple toey moves, I believe that's what they call it, a little toe drag.
Yep.
And went a little bounce shot. Williams! Oh, big save by Burns. Ball goes deflected in the air and then caught by Roycroft. That looked like he caught a piece of the leg, and what a ricochet.
Good save there.
Roycroft going lefty. That is wide, but well positioned there was Cochran. But I always remember that North Attleboro goal for Timmy Malloy on the dot, taking it down Broadway, and a couple toeys and then bounce shot in the net.
I forget if that was his first goal, but that was one of the most electric moments I've ever seen. When a face-off guy scores who doesn't normally score, it's an awesome moment for the whole team.
Boys are fired up, and then they're fired up for Ricky Cosavera's goal as well.
Yeah. What a great game that was.
Oh, it was awesome. And did you have a goal that game?
I did not. I actually got rocked.
You had some good shots.
Yeah, I did. I got a couple opportunities. Goalie made some good saves.
Some good movement by the Wolverines. It's even, but you wouldn't think so, which is how great they're moving the ball around. Williams with the shot. That goes wide, and my goodness, a couple people walking the track in danger when that ball's flying across like that.
If they keep leaving him open like that.
Martucci behind the back, that goes wide.
If they keep leaving him open like that, they're going to pay for it.
Yeah, he's able to walk in, too, to get another couple feet on that.
You just can't let him step down.
No. Roycroft, dish off to Fredrickson. These two have found so many
Looks like they're doubling
connections together. Yeah, they're really sliding on. It leaves Cochran open down low. They do a good job of getting back to clearing that lane. Fredrickson with the shot. He scores.
Outside of the net. No
outside.
goal.
Oh no. Good call there. So that was outside of the net. No goal. Now the Hillers have the ball and looking to break it out.
They keep getting good looks, which eventually they'll capitalize on. They're a good enough team shooting.
Ball hits the turf. 50-50 ball. Hiller's going to pick that up. And ball on the stick of number 9 for the Hillers. Sam O'Brien, we're going to get a timeout. So the Hiller coach pulling a Todd Zahurik there. Folks, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back after the timeout.
There's magic associated with high school sports that's hard to quantify. Legends are born.
And they put it in the back of the net.
Memories are made. And smiles come across our faces. These are the moments we talk about forever. They become part of our history. They define us. At Arch Orthodontics, we know how important it is to engage with our community, how critical it is to empower these defining moments. And in a sense, we define our community too. We build confidence. We make the smiles that light up the field, the rink, the gym, and the court. And we do it with a dedication to excellence, just like our athletes who inspire us every time they put on a Westwood uniform.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance, and Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Well-timed timeout called by Hiller's head coach, Dan Norton. You know, he looked like Todd Zahurik on that timeout. Todd Zahurik is the timeout whisperer. He knows the right times to do it when Westwood is, running out of real estate, or if it might be a turnover and they still have possession. He knows when to call it and regroup and to keep the possession. So the Hillers ball on the stick of Champlin. He's one of their top players. As we mentioned, he does the face-offs, but stays out there. He'll essentially switch sticks. Hancock playing defense on him. Does a good job of protecting that perimeter and keeping the Hillers outside.
Yeah, it just looks like they're trying to cycle it here. Slow the offense down, tire the defense out.
Yeah.
That's how you get quality goals, and then the defense is tired.
This is where you got to stay mentally sharp. You know, when team tries to slow it down. Shot and a save by Pollock.
Read that perfectly there.
Great save by younger brother. And a great clearing pass finds Sesselman. He's working inside to Hancock. Shot and a save by Burns. And what a breakout and look right there by the Wolverines off a pass by little brother Jaden Pollock.
Yeah, he loves those seam passes. I don't know why, but for some reason they are accurate 99% of the time. And that just creates a ton of fast break opportunities for Westwood.
Speaking of family, I mean, man, if that C.J. Hancock ball went in, we were going to go nuts in here.
Yeah.
Fast break.
He saw that opportunity. As soon as he catches that ball and he sees that lane, he's going to take that shot.
That was a good shot, but that's a great save by Nate Burns. He is a Assumption College commit. He'll be playing at the next level with Dante Martucci. And he is one of the tops in the league and also the state. So the Hillers, their chance now. Looking to take the lead. We're tied at 1 here at Flay Hive. 5 minutes, 40 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Entertaining game so far. Saves by both goalies. Shot and a goal. That's a goal for number 3, Matt Lottie, his second of the game.
Guess have to start to covering him instead of covering Champlin.
Champlin, yeah. Yeah, Lottie is a good player. He had some goals against the Wolverines. The first time they played here at home, Wolverines played them early, similar to you guys played them early in the season, but on the road, and they kind of switch it up. And then Westwood had that matchup versus them in the late in the season to clinch the TVL Large Championship.
Yep.
So it was, I don't know if you watched that game, but they went down the hole early. Four goals, I think. It was 4-0.
Yep.
And
Yep.
Todd called a great timeout. They got right back in it, took a lead, closed it out.
Yeah, and when you have such a good player like Champlin, that opens up the opportunities for, I guess, the second and third best players to get
Timmy
more
Malloy,
time.
what a win. So what happens there on the faceoff? Can the players not go in until the ball comes loose? Because they kind of let them be at bay right there as they're fighting for it. The wings.
The wings can go as soon as the whistle's blown.
So they can go as close to those guys.
Yep.
Yeah, so they were kind of just waiting to see where the ball would go.
Yeah, Malloy likes to pop it,
Yeah.
so he looks for, I guess, more open space
He made
rather
that look
than
easy.
getting the ball himself and going down, which is a selfless play.
Yeah.
And it allows a quicker substitution to get an offensive midi on the field.
So the Wolverines looking to answer. Cochran working an inside shot. That goes wide. And we had a shortstop there to make sure that didn't get out of bounds or into the marsh. We've seen a couple of those happen in the last few games.
There's probably thousands of them in there.
Oh, my goodness. Currency is probably just if they sold those for a shot by Fredrickson and a save by Burns. Very sharp here early is Burns. But yeah, if you could start a business of selling used lacrosse balls if you had some waiters and you weren't afraid of ticks.
Yep. Westwood's going to have to start changing levels in these shots. It looks like Burns is just
Some bounce
seeing
shots.
it.
And a big turnover here. Ball goes out of bounds. Going to be a Westwood ball. And ball going to be in the stick of Liam Williams, and he's the kind of guy that can get things going for the Wolverines. But I agree. Change some angles, some bounce shots. One of the best of the bounce shot for the Wolverines, this guy right here, 23, Jack Roycroft. He'll shoot low ones too, ground level, where a lot of these goalies expecting high. And there goes Roycroft to the bounce.
Shot right there.
Yep.
It just confuses the goalie. It's the hardest shot in lacrosse to save.
Handcuffs it too. They have his stick up here, and then when they got to adjust last minute.
Yep. You can also put some spin on it, and then it's nearly
yeah.
impossible.
Stuhler. Will Stuhler. Little spin. Sends it to Roycroft. Shot. That goes wide. No Wolverine player
backup.
there, and that's going to be a Hiller ball. So the Hillers going to have the ball after a couple missed shots. And you got to give shout out to Burns. He's had some big saves here early on.
Yep.
Nice clear there. Hillers able to cross the 50, and they're going to look to work it inside the 30, but not with a D-twig by Kyle Harvey. Picked up by Williams. Williams going the other way. They have some space. He shoots. That
Nice
goes
block.
wide. But Stuhler there. I think that was Harvey. It might have been Harvey or Hughes, but what a play there. Knocked the ball loose, a D-twig, which is every defensive player's dream.
Oh, yeah. It's the best feeling.
Oh, yeah. It usually goes right on the highlight reel. Fredrickson creates an angle. Shot. That's off the post.
Burns looks really sharp. He's even seeing these bounce shots like it's nothing.
Williams going to come off. Coming on, I believe, is Martucci. Yep.
If you get that ball up high, you can expect a dodge.
Sesselman with the shot and a save by Burns. Fredrickson on the
Another
rebound.
nice save.
Then Cochran able to pick it up, but what a play and a save by Burns. He's had 4 key saves already. Pass up top to Sesselman. Bounce shot, and he scores! Great adjustment there by Sesselman. He had a high shot, saved by Burns, makes the adjustment there and a bounce, and he gets it in the back of the net.
You can tell they're going to start bouncing that because when on Sesselman's first shot there, high to high, straight in the stick. Goalie made a great save on the rebound, but made the adjustment, went bounce shot, had no idea where it was going.
It was a great, the area where he bounced. Close enough, far enough.
Yep.
You know, if you're going to do a bounce, a foot in front of the goalie, that's easy.
Yep.
But if you do that 4 or 5 feet where he doesn't know if it's going to be 2 feet off the ground or 6 feet off the ground, that is so hard.
I think the most satisfying shot in lacrosse is a bouncer just tucks right under the bar. It's
Hancock.
not only is it a good-looking shot, it's almost impossible to save.
Hancock gets the draw control. I don't know how he got the stick on that one, but Wolverines get the possession. Roycroft has some space on the crossbar. And ball still loose. That's going to be battled before. A nice hit there by, looks like Walsh. And then
there you go.
Ball on the ground.
Nice
Cochran
check
picks
there
it
from
up.
Cochran.
That was a great combo check. Cochran and Stuhler. Ball back in the stick of the Wolverines.
Good-looking crowd here tonight.
Yes. And love to see a lot of green. Western green, not Hopkinton.
No, definitely not Hopkinton green.
But Cochran, looking like his pass position on midfielder up top. He's going to work back down lower. Actually, no, he's going to settle around the net.
And if things aren't working, Z isn't afraid to move him back up.
Yeah. So this is going to be a new look, a look that the Hillers haven't seen this year. And you got Williams, who's so good at creating space. He's going across the middle. Fakes the pass to Stuhler. He's going to work it back behind the net. Find Fredrickson. Will pick play. Fredrickson holds on it. Pass inside to Stuhler. That goes wide. What a great look. You find these low cuts. And that's a look that you certainly want to see when you're head coach Todd Zahur, because these point blank, down low opportunities like that.
Yeah, just gotta get it home. I mean, they keep going high. It looks like the goalie's guessing high. Start going low. It worked in the Sesselman shot.
Yep.
Might as well try it again.
Williams inside, cuts to the net. He scores! Liam Williams, his second of the game, and Westwood's third to take the lead 3-2.
Yeah, good-looking play there. Went low. Goalie couldn't save it.
He is fired up. When you see him just jet to the net like that, he just wants it more. You know, he's going to say, I'm going to use my athleticism, take it to the net, and I like our chances when Liam Williams is in tight like that.
Yeah, I mean, not only is he very fast, he's quick off the dodge.
Yeah.
And for defenders, that's what confuses them for sliding, and that's why he was able to get so open on the crease and just bury it there.
And a draw
Tim
control
Malloy.
there. Timmy Malloy, nice little dish over to Martucci. Martucci who picks it up. And you know it would be fun to see a Martucci goal on Burns. Teammate on teammate crime, future teammate on teammate crime. Walsh takes some contact, holds on it, sends it down low to Fredrickson.
What I've always noticed is Hopkinton is more physical than other teams.
Absolutely. 12 seconds left. Wolverines looking to get another shot. Shot by Fredrickson. That ball stays under Burns. He's going to hold on to it to end the first quarter. No, he's going to fungo it. And that is just going to hit the turf, and that is going to do it for the first quarter. Very entertaining first quarter. Westwood up 3-2, goals by Liam Williams, Will Sessamon, Liam Williams. And then for the Hillers, Matt Lottie with both of those. But how are you feeling after the first quarter? Would you like that you saw out of the Wolverines?
I like their adjustments.
Yep.
Started off a little bit slow. Looked like the offense wasn't clicking, but towards the end there, you saw a lot of good quality shots,
Yep.
a lot of open shots.
Yep.
They're not falling,
Yeah.
but eventually goalie's going to start guessing, and when you have those open shots, it's very hard to save those.
Yeah.
And you know what I like about the adjustments too? Coach Herrick probably tells the guys, listen, we got to take bounce shots here. You called it earlier in the game. Then we saw a bounce shot, bounce shot, bounce shot, goal. And they stuck with it. Yeah, it didn't work the first couple times, but let's stick with it. Let's see if this works. And now the Westwood Wolverines have a 3-2 lead here going into the second quarter.
Yes. Say goals for, this quarter, second quarter. Gotta add to the lead.
Yep.
Get the next two. Get the next three. It starts at the draws, though. Keep up what they're doing on the draw control. Timmy is certainly in a groove. Keep that going. Use your guys. You got great athletes on the wings. Put it in open space where they're going to be. And, get some clean wins. But
Yep.
to, just keep shooting. Don't be fearful that, they haven't been going in at the capacity that you're used to. This is a heck of a goalie.
Yep.
And he's played a heck of a game so far. But keep shooting. Get those bounces going. And, rinse, repeat. You get that goal, go out, get the next one.
Exactly, and Tim Malloy has been keeping him in this game at the faceoff dot, especially when Hopkinton took that 2-1 lead. That's the faceoff that Tim needed to win. Got it done. And you see what happened there. Got 2 quick goals up at the end of the first quarter.
There's magic associated with high school sports that's hard to quantify. Legends are born.
And they put it in the back of the net.
Memories are made. And smiles come across our faces. These are the moments we talk about forever. They become part of our history. They define us. At Arch Orthodontics, we know how important it is to engage with our community, how critical it is to empower these defining moments. And in a sense, we define our community too. We build confidence. We make the smiles that light up the field, the rink, the gym, and the court. And we do it with a dedication to excellence, just like our athletes who inspire us every time they put on a Westwood uniform.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance. And Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Right back to the draw, kicking off the second quarter. As you mentioned, Max, love to see it. Big crowd here. I see multiple different sports teams. I see the girls lacrosse team, they just won earlier. I see boys baseball, they had a win earlier. And I see a lot of the Westwood community here, which is awesome to see.
Looks like a violation there, and Tim Malloy went early.
You don't see that too often. But it's going to be a Hiller ball to start off the second quarter. Wolverines up 3-2. The Hillers looking to answer. They're waiting for Champlin to get the normal stick in his hands, and he does. Champlin, one of the captains, along with Nate Burns, the goalie. His brother, Owen Champlin, captain's also with Sam O'Brien. So Sam O'Brien and Nate Burns in addition to Champlin. So Hancock on top of Hiller player, forcing a pass outside to the stick of Champlin.
Yeah, if he just keeps staying on their hands, he's going to force a bad pass, and that's when the fast breaks come in, and that's what Westwood's very good at.
Yeah, and they do a good job of forcing shots outside, which, Jaden's going to eat all day.
Yep.
Those are muffins for A guy like Jaden who's had a terrific season, and what a start to his career. He's still only a junior. So last year, his first year as a sophomore, Coach Sahurk said, "I just want a guy who's not gonna lose me games." He got a guy that won him games last year, and that is a big piece to have, especially come playoff time.
I would say the biggest game last year was Norwell in the Chowder Cup.
Oh, big time.
We celebrated a little hard after. We ran around the field like we just won the state championship. But as Z says, trophies don't come in April. Trophies don't come in May. They come in June.
They do.
And that's what we're here for.
Another big game Pollock had last year was against Dover Sherburne. 30-second save with 30 seconds left in the game while they were up 8-7. That was crucial.
That round of 16 game last year. I don't know if it was Mansfield or Marshfield. I always confuse those.
Yeah, Mansfield.
Mansfield. What a game he had. He was a monster. Just big save after big save.
Yeah, didn't come out with the win, but he was able to keep us in that game.
Yeah. Pass inside. Shot. That's deflected. Great defense there by the Wolverines. Force a errant shot. We'll take that all day. Setting that tone of there's no free ride up the middle.
Nope.
You want to take that ball to the net, you're going to get contact. Some great defense. I haven't seen anything really this quarter. Some great defense again. Roycroft up in the grill, forcing the ball outside.
Good physicality there.
Lottie.
Didn't let him get any room.
Lottie trying to change angles. They send it back up to 23. Walkowitz. Lottie going lefty. Hancock on him, looking to knock it loose. Ball stays in his stick after stick-on-stick contact. Take a look at that stick.
Yeah.
Pass inside and a goal. And the Hillers tie it up at 3. Hard to see the numbers, but I believe that's number 19 or 15.
15.
15.
Cooper Goodman.
Cooper Goodman.
And Hopkinton starts with a draw. Killed just under 3 minutes there with one possession. Westwood hasn't touched the ball this quarter.
But I would equate that to Westwood had great defense there. There
Yeah.
was really no looks. They didn't force anything too, so you got to give credit to both there. But great defense where there wasn't anything to really take there until the opportunity there where they put it in the back of the net. But great defense at keeping it to the outside. Right back to the draw. Timmy Malloy.
Tim Malloy. Yeah, I mean, it's going to sound a little cliche, but that was great defense, better offense.
Timmy Malloy coming off. Coming on. Martucci. Wolverines looking to answer that goal. Take the lead if they can. Chess match type game. You gotta take one to give one. Sesselman. He scored the second goal for the Wolverines on a beautiful bounce shot. See if the Wolverines keep that theme going. Walsh, he scores! And he is on the board. Greg Walsh with the Wolverine fourth, and he scored that one high,
And you can tell.
Yeah.
That's as soon as they started shooting bounce shots, goalie
Yeah.
starts to guess because
Yeah.
then he has no idea where they're going. Walsh was able to put it top bins and just
Yeah.
bury that goal.
That was a great shot up at the top of the key. But as you said, I think he kind of fooled the goaltender there.
Yeah.
The goaltender had his stick low, shot was high, and that's a big goal for the Wolverines to go up 4-3.
And Westwood's had 2 goals this game like that, where they're at the top of the key and they just rifle off a heater. That one was a fast-moving shot by Walsh.
That was a fastball. There was nothing. There was no changeup on that one. Ball gets by Malloy. It's still on the ground. And some nifty moves there by Champlin. That's why he's one of the best in the TVL as well, is he will make some
That was
nifty
not Tim
moves.
Malloy. That was Jack Fallon.
Oh,
out there?
Fallon in there, okay. And Champlin now is going to dish it off, and he's going to switch sticks. It was interesting. He kept on it for a little bit longer than I thought, where I thought maybe he'd stay out there with the face-off stick. So Hillers with the possession, looking to answer Westwood's goal. Westwood up 4-3. The latest goal by Greg Walsh, sophomore. Hillers trying to cut it outside, well defended there by Roycroft.
This game's going to be back and forth.
Yep. They know how much these possessions mean. and they want to maximize it. They don't want to just shoot from the outside and hope it hits the back of the net. They want to get good looks. You got 2 good goaltenders, that's how you're going to have to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, it looks like all of Hopkinton's goals have come within, 5-7 yards.
Oh, great hit there, Roycroft. Well defended there. It's like it was Millard tried to go left, tried to go right, nothing there, then took a hit, and then forced the pass outside. But this is like what we saw on the Hiller goal is Wolverines forced them, to hold on to it for a long time, which, I think is a comfort level for the Hillers because they can just be strategic with it. But for the Wolverines, it keeps the ball in the net.
Yeah, I mean, this is what teams do. This is what smart teams do. They just continue to cycle the ball.
Yeah.
It tires out the defense. It gets them discombobulated, and then you get open shots on the crease, which is what Hopkinton is looking for here. Good defense
Lottie.
by C.J. Hancock there.
Hancock gets the ball loose. Picked up by Champlin, then passed up top. Millard, he holds on it. Sends it over to Champlin.
Yeah,
Champlin taking a move left. He's got Williams on him.
There you
That
go.
ball was wide, and I think Pollock got a piece of it. They're going to say it's
Hopkinton
a
ball
Hiller
there.
possession. Sorry, Evan.
I was gonna say Turf's a bit slick today on that third Hopkinton goal. I actually saw Lottie slip a little bit before he passed it to the defender behind the player behind the net.
Yeah.
That's his second slip we've seen recently, but definitely something that we got to keep an eye on. But
Yeah.
another thing too is the biggest stat we should keep an eye on is draw.
Oh, what a play by
Rail
Williams.
check there. D-twig.
Ryan Williams knocked that was a D-twig as well.
Yep.
What a play there. Gets a turnover, and then also smart play by Pollock. Jumped on that ball immediately to get the stick on it. I think he was around the crease. It might have been in the crease, but knew he could go up and get there and, get that ball, which big turnover for the Wolverines. Can they take advantage of it?
I was about to say it before that great play by Williams there. Westwood is putting the ball on the ground. They just got to capitalize on those ground
Yes.
balls,
Yes.
which is exactly what they just did, and now they have possession.
Yeah, so like we talked about it with Coach Todd Zahurik, where how much does he love the turnovers, but fast break into a goal, and he loves it. He says he practices them, but just as good as those are the turnovers and goals. It doesn't have to be a fast break. Williams, ball gets knocked loose, but he's able to pick it up. He's got 2 players closing in on him, dishes it off to Fredrickson. Now, keep an eye on the sun over there. It's in the eyes of Cochran, who's able to take it to the net. Shot and a save by Burns. Hiller player hit the turf, but picked up by Westwood. Walsh got it. So they're really getting aggressive on those slides down low.
It looks like Hopkinton's doubling, but Westwood isn't seeing it,
Yeah.
which is great on Hopkinton.
Williams off
What?
the crossbar.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Thought
and
that went
ball
in
is
there.
Heading towards hits a car. Hits 2 cars. Now it's bouncing on him over by the faculty parking lot.
That shot,
That was an absolute rocket.
that was a rocket. That was perfectly placed, just a little too high.
I think
Maybe a
Evan had
millimeter lower that goes in there
Evan
under the
had
bar.
a perfect angle on that one. That will be replayed a bunch. Wolverines, some good movement. Fredrickson, inside, outside, towards the net, holds on it. Ball gets knocked loose. He's going to pick it up. He's got 2 Hiller players on him. See if they can find the open Wolverine player. He's going to the net. Shot. That goes wide. Was Cochran there?
Yep.
Yes.
Good play there by Fredrickson. He drew the double,
Yeah.
but then he beat the double and was able to get an open shot.
Yep.
And that's a possession shot there. To
Totally.
shoot, Cochran's behind.
Yeah, he
Just
knew-
reset the possession, get everyone, I guess, back into
And
the
there's
norm.
Fredrickson. Oh, off the foot of Burns. Oh my goodness, that had some miles an hour on it. And he's looking to do it again. That shot and a save by Burns. My goodness, he ate that up. Stuhler knocks it loose. Still loose outside of the crease. Little rugby scrum. And still loose.
Picked up by Westwood.
Picked up by Walsh. Sends it up top to
See?
Roycroft. Great battle there. That's what you want to see playoffs, is ground ball one like that.
Like, Hopkinton's defense is 100% tired right now. And yep.
Stuhler! To the back of the net. Air Stuhler looked like Superman there. And he gets the Wolverines their 5th goal and to take a 2-goal lead.
Exactly what I was saying there. Because Westwood got that ground ball, the defense has no idea where he is. Stuhler's able to sneak in. Literally no one near him.
That's a huge goal right there because you get the momentum from the ground ball win. and then the momentum from taking advantage of it.
This
Full
is a
advantage when you
huge
get that
face-off here for Westwood. If they can win this, the defense is definitely tired right now after that long, really long possession there by Westwood. If Tim Malloy can get this, they're gonna probably string it out till about a minute left.
And Westwood had about 3-4 middies out there, and Wolverines get the win. So, now you got fresh legs that are ready to come on for the possession here. So I see Will Sesselman coming on.
If I was coach right now, I'd be saying
Pass
cycle
inside,
it.
Martucci, saved by Burns.
I'd cycle it, but when you get that opportunity, I wouldn't pass it up.
Yeah.
That's just right down Broadway for one of your best middies in Dante Martucci.
Yep,
He's going to take that shot.
That was a good look. You got to take advantage of those shots, and he went right for it. It was a good opportunity, and Walsh does a good job of taking away that space on a nice slide, forces the Hillers to regroup. Hillers making some substitutions. That's where, very strategic, where you see these substitutions, on offense and defense. And, I think good teams take advantage of that, especially when you get a turnover and you have to force, the current guys out there to play on you.
Yeah, Coach, we run the play where the defenseman or one of the, I guess, an LSM or the Fogo would switch off.
Yeah.
But when you got players
Pollock with the save.
When you got middies that are fast, with Don Varner we used to run fakes.
And Hancock gets the ball and a big turnover or ground ball for the Wolverines.
Yeah, if you have a
play there
nice
by
catch by Sesselman.
Very athletic play. But it started with a big save by Jaden Pollock.
Yep.
And then Hancock picks up the rebound. And now Wolverines, as you mentioned, this is a big goal here you want to get.
Yeah, you want to 2 goals. Is that a timeout by Zaharik?
That's a great timeout. Talk through it. Get a quick breather, some water, and talk through some strategy here.
Yeah, this is a goal you want to get. 2 goals is, I guess, it's one of the hardest leads to keep because in lacrosse you score, go straight back to the faceoff, and that team can just go on a run so quickly.
Yep. What an entertaining game.
Yeah.
Back and forth all game. Westwood's kind of pulling ahead here, but
goaltending's terrific.
Oh yeah.
This is what you expect when you see like 2 of the very best. It's like a pitcher's tool, It's like who's gonna blink first, And I think Westwood has the edge defense-wise, but they've Jaden's had to save some big ones.
Oh yeah.
Those have been momentum shifters. Not only the big saves he's made, some great breakout passes that have turned into some good offensive looks.
Yeah, and that's, I guess, what he looks for. When you're that accurate and you can do that and it creates those fast breaks, it's the defense who is already tired after that really long possession there. If you can get those fast breaks and keep tiring them out over and over again, that's when the offense is going to create those goals, create more opportunities. And even if they want to, slow it down, get a long possession in, tire out the defense even more, and then it's almost impossible to get there.
So we'll see what Coach Todd Zaharik does here. Does he change any personnel? That's the other thing about timeouts is you can put, new personnel out there. You can talk through that strategy. So
yeah, you can see exactly what they did there. They're putting Cochran as a midi there.
Yeah. So that's a look. Yeah, it's the first time we've seen him up top like that.
Looks like they got Roycroft.
What it's going to do is it's going to create some low cuts for the Wolverines for guys who have scored a lot of goals over a lot of years for the Wolverines. And I'm looking at Fredrickson. I'm looking at Roycroft.
Yep.
Got Roycroft behind the net.
And having those guys down low opens up those opportunities for the guys up high.
Yep.
And even Will Stuhler, who is maybe small, but he can get into those small lanes and his ability to catch and pass and shoot.
Yep.
It's
quick hands.
Yeah, insane. And that's what's going to create goals for Westwood.
Cochran's got some space. He's taking it. Shot. Bounce shot, and he scores. And he touches the ice. Love that celebration. The old school Raymond Bork, as they would say. And he gets the Wolverines' 6th goal to put them up 6-3.
It's a big goal there. And that all starts with Coach's timeout.
Yeah, what a call to put him up top there. And a nice look. And, beautiful bounce shot.
Oh, yeah. You could see Westwood had started shooting a little bit high. Goalie was making some saves, and then you saw on the Martucci down Broadway sort of thing.
Yeah.
Great save low. When you can change the levels, and it was low, but you could tell it didn't bounce. Just went straight into the stick, so the goalie was able to make that save. But there, that one bounced at the perfect angle from, I guess, a couple feet out.
Big face-off here. Malloy kicks it. Hancock pushes it forward, picked up by Sesselman. Will Sesselman with a big
fast break there.
draw control, finds Stuhler down low. That ball gets knocked loose.
A little bit behind him, but got the ground ball.
And we got
another timeout.
So a timeout called.
With 40.1.
So with 40.1 timeout, we'll take a quick break, folks. We'll be right back for a few seconds.
There's magic associated with high school sports that's hard to quantify. Legends are born.
And they put it in the back of the net.
Memories are made. And smiles come across our faces. These are the moments we talk about forever. They become part of our history. They define us. At Arch Orthodontics, we know how important it is to engage with our community, how critical it is to empower these defining moments. And in a sense, we define our community too. We build confidence. We make the smiles that light up the field, the rink, the gym, and the court. And we do it with a dedication to excellence, just like our athletes who inspire us every time they put on a Westwood uniform.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance, and Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
40 seconds left here in the half. Wolverines with possession coming out of a timeout. Roy Croft sends it up top to Sesselman. Cochran scored the last one for the Wolverines. And that got the boys fired up.
They're going to keep cycling this, run it down to about, I'd say, 13 seconds.
Who's your guy?
Then you make a move.
Who's your guy?
Cochran's on a heater.
Yep.
Walsh is on a heater.
Bounce shot by Sesselman. That caught a piece of something, goes out of bounds. It's going to stop the clock with 16 seconds.
I don't know if that's a shot I would take there. 16 seconds is more than enough for Hopkinton to go down and get that.
They got the ball still, so
yeah,
we'll take
good
that.
chase there.
10 seconds. Roy Croft, spin move, goes lefty, down low to Stuhler.
Definitely
Stuhler, a little spin. He's got some space. To the net, saved
nice
by
save
Burns. And that clock is going to wind down, and whistle goes off. The horn goes off in a very entertaining first half here at Flayhive. Westwood 6, the Hopkinton Hillers 3. Guys, what are some thoughts before we close out in the first half?
Westwood's got to keep winning faceoffs. You can tell when Westwood wins those faceoffs, they have those long possessions. That's how they're able to go up 3 goals at the end of this half. If they keep doing that, Hopkinton can't come back. And not only can they not come back, their defense is going to be tired, and then you can just keep cycling it around.
Yeah.
Eventually, they're going to say, shoot the ball. But those shots, it just tires out the defense, and if they can do that the rest of the game, I don't know if Hopkinton can come back.
The keys to this game are going to be draw controls. You got to win the possession. Turnovers. We've seen Westwood get some great turnovers, and at that point, it's saves. It's going to be a goalie battle here. Yep. We have 2 great goalies in Pollock and his name's
Burns.
Burns, thank you. So, it's going to come down to the goalies, I think, and who can step up big time. The lights are getting bright here at Flayhive Field, and that's going to be the big key going forward.
It's got a little Friday night football feel to it. We got a great crowd here. It's been a while. We got youngsters on the field with their sticks shooting. I think I see Coach Pindell walking across the field, so even more football-y going on right now, football feels. But we're going to take a quick break, folks. We'll be right back for the start of the second half. The Wolverines up 6-3. You're watching Westwood Media Center coverage of Westwood Boys Lacrosse Round of 32 action.
There's magic associated with high school sports that's hard to quantify. Legends are born.
And they put it in the back of the net.
Memories are made. And smiles come across our faces. These are the moments we talk about forever. They become part of our history. They define us. At Arch Orthodontics, we know how important it is to engage with our community, how critical it is to empower these defining moments. And in a sense, we define our community too. We build confidence. We make the smiles that light up the field, the rink, the gym, and the court. And we do it with a dedication to excellence, just like our athletes who inspire us every time they put on a Westwood uniform.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance. And Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Welcome back to Flay Hive. As you can see, what a scene we have tonight. We've got a lot of youngsters here watching their hero Wolverines. We got a lot of fans here in all areas of the field. It reminds me of a football game where you got a lot of kind of like unsanctioned games going on behind the nettings.
Oh yeah, yeah, the kids love it. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to go to football games, some lacrosse games, and even just a high five or an acknowledgement from a player.
Oh gosh.
You think they're like professionals.
Yeah.
And then especially as a player with the little kids, and in April we do the clinic. They just think you're like the coolest people ever, even though you're just high school students playing a sport for some fun and, you know, on a path to win a state championship.
You know what? I could see why they're, they in awe when they see you guys. I mean, when you're at these games and you see these guys shooting at nearly 100 miles an hour, that's not everyone can roll out of bed and do that.
Exactly.
I think if I clocked out, I'd be happy with 57. And that's, I think, giving myself a little credit. It's these guys. When you look at Fredrickson and Williams, those got to be 95 and above.
Oh yeah. And going on a tangent here, but maybe this is an overstatement or an overestimation, but this is one of the biggest crowds I've seen for a lacrosse game at Westwood.
Yeah.
And there's a good showing by the Hiller fans as well.
Yeah, great. Both teams got a lot of fans here, and that makes for a great atmosphere.
This is probably the first time I've ever seen like a Den presence at a spring game.
Yep.
And they have a big crowd down, left, just a little left. And they got about 6 rows deep of fans, as Timmy Lloyd calls the stew, the student section. And we are ready to get underway here in the third. Malloy back at the dot, Martucci on the near side wing, Roycroft on the top. And another stalemate right on the dot. Malloy looking for where his guys are, see where he can send it. And it is still stuck there. So a good
Looks
battle
like Malloy's
going on.
got it.
Malloy
Yep.
comes away with it.
Big
What a win. Malloy just playing with our hearts out there, making it, holding. I think he did that on purpose. He said, you know what?
This is
show
a
off
battle.
a little bit.
The face-off guys are battling right
face-off
now.
guys. And there's certainly a lot of pride between those two of, the best in the TVL.
Yep.
And, they're probably having some, good words of encouragement as they run off. Great battle, though. Timmy Malloy, I coined him the face-off whisperer a couple years ago, and what a night he is having.
Not only is he great on his face-offs, the physicality he plays with, the mentality, it makes him so much better.
He's going to be a kid dearly missed in hockey and lacrosse. Little swim move there by Williams. He sends it near side to Roycroft. Roycroft has some space. Bounce shot. That hits the goal and goes in. Jack Roycroft with a nice trickler. Finds the back of the net for Westwood's 7th goal and his first of the game.
Yeah, big goal there for Westwood coming out of the half. Z definitely said something along the lines of, got to start off the half hot, got to grow this lead to where they feel they can come back. And then eventually, I know Z will say it to the team, you guys can't let off the foot off the gas, but they will.
Yeah. Yep.
You have to be the ones controlling the game. You can control the controllables and let the uncontrollables just happen.
As they say, you got to break their will. Ball on the ground.
Trip.
Puck got tripped, and Sesselman's going to pick it up. Hancock and Malloy running off.
Westwood's going to have no. I thought they were going to take an opportunity there. They had a guy substituting much earlier than a Hopkinton guy.
So a nice,
could have made one.
So a little, just man up opportunity without the
Maybe
penalty.
you got like 4 seconds there.
Yeah.
You can get a quick
That's
shot
all
off
it needs.
though.
That's a little taxi move, I believe.
And then you just put a guy right behind the net for a backup, and you can
Yeah.
just fire a shot from wherever.
It's like the free play in football.
Yep.
Roy Croft. Shot. That goes wide. Don't let Roy Croft get hot. His senior leadership, he has been there, done that for a while. Not much nerves out of him when it comes to
Nope.
big games.
And he is always locked in. Like
Yeah.
before games, after games, he's all about it.
Sesselman holds on it. Fredrickson.
Nice
Good
pass
movement.
there.
Stuhler and a save by Burns.
Now he's in the crease there, but he got pushed in, so ref
Allowed
let it play.
Yeah.
And it is technically a play-on situation, but
Yep.
if Westwood had gotten the ball, I don't know if they would have blown the whistle just because of that defensive contact there.
Gotcha. And Stuhler getting active on the defense on the breakout. That ball hits the turf. One bounce in the stick of
Fast
Roy
break
Croft.
here.
He's got Stuhler.
Got him.
Stuhler looking to make up for it. Going to the net. Fakes. Scores! Will Stuhler! About 30 seconds ago, Burns gets the save right in the grill. And then Stuhler makes them pay with the goal there and put the Wolverines up with their 8th goal. Put them up 8-3.
Yep, Westwood's going on a run here. They're going to tire out that defense. I mean, you can see on that ride there, goalie kind of just had to throw it. I don't know if he thought he was running out of time. It looked like he had some more time, but that just created a fast break, and you can tell Stuhler, even though he, got a
what a
goalie
move.
made a nice save on the
How about
last
those
one.
hands?
Lost there. Goalie was lost there on that one.
How about those hands?
Quickest.
My
Some
goodness.
of the quickest.
He looked like he was making paper mache before he shot that. It was unbelievable. And Malloy and Champlin again. These two been battling. This is awesome to see.
It's a battle at the dots.
And Malloy
comes out
Timmy
with it again.
Malloy. The face-off whisperer right back at it. That ball gets
through.
away though, and got to be a Hiller ball. Tough to pass sometimes with that stick, especially when you're digging in the ground like that.
Oh, yeah.
A little warped.
But luckily, ball rolled essentially to the end line,
Yeah.
so you got time to make substitutions, time to set up a good ride, and if it's anything like the last one, you can set up another goal.
Yep. Nice pass there. Burns finds a streaking Jokum. And we have a whistle. It's gonna be a
Offsides on
Westwood
Hopkinton.
ball. Big turnover. Westwood looking to take advantage. They have some numbers.
Oh, Stuhler
Cochran's
on the
got
crease
Stuhler
there.
down low. Stuhler holds and he scores.
It's a great hesitation move there. Like, you can see,
Beautiful.
fake shot, he took multiple steps there after to make that goal happen. And that's another bad infraction by Hopkinton. There was one on the face-off when C.J. Hancock got tripped,
Yep.
led to a goal, and that one, that's just, you can't make that mistake, especially having it on a restart.
Yep.
You have enough time to, here, I'm going to stay back if
Yeah.
we get it over, but
Love
bad
that.
mistake.
Great movement, slicing and dicing on the passing, and then Stuhler. My goodness, he has got nerves of steel, holding on to that, the patience to then wait for an angle, put that in the back of the net. He's got a hat trick so far. We called, we were joking around, said he had a Gordie Howe hat trick in one play
Yep.
versus Holliston, where he had a big hit, got a loose ball, and then put it in the back of the net. His game has been on a trajectory that has been going at a speed that no one's really matched so far in the later half of the season. Just
And Tim
incredible.
Malloy is just
Another
controlling.
battle.
Even
There's
though these
some
are battles,
contact there.
flag down, another penalty on Hopkinton. Looks like it went up high there
That's
on
a
Liam
flag
Williams.
too, so we're going to see a man up.
Technical push,
So what do we get there? 30 seconds, you think?
30 seconds, yeah.
And there's a 30-second, a minute, and a 2-minute.
And that's on Champlin there.
Champlin. Also, one of their best players going to be sitting. Wolverines looking to take advantage of it.
Getting some
They're-
boos from the Hopkinton
They're
crowd there.
up 6, looking to go up 7, and really put their foot on the gas.
Looks like the den is fired up here.
They are. They've been loud after the most recent goals, and they've been awakened with some great passing and goal scoring.
I can't tell if it's Hopkinton booing or is that us booing.
I think it is Westwood. They want, one of their guys to shoot and score. Shot by.
I think they're booing Greg Walsh. They did it on senior night. The baseball team was. I don't know why.
Yeah. I don't know if they want a senior to. On senior night, I thought it was, they want a senior to score. But, it's a save by Burns on the Liam Williams shot, and that was right in the chest. He's going to have some bruises by the end of this game.
Yeah, he had a one with Troy Fredrickson, hands free, just straight to the chest. He just eats them. Luckily, you got a protector there, so.
Yeah. It's only going to do so much on those type of shots. It's got to feel something. Harvey gets a stick on it, gets the turnover, sends it to.
Nice catch there.
Oh, my goodness. That
could have been bad.
That could have been a bad turnover, but great catch by Jaden. There's still the sun out, which is a factor.
Yep.
Looks like right in the eyes of Harvey.
And these are mistakes that Hopkinton just can't make at this point in the game.
Smart play here. You go to the human breakout, Liam Williams. And is that that's a turnover?
Yeah, looks like failure to advance there. Looks like the sun had a factor,
is
but
that 10 seconds? Or
20. He got 20.
I think that was far less than 20.
Yeah, it looked like it. Looks like he just wants to give Hopkinton a chance. Yeah. Not saying he's favoring them, but
they do got to move it quicker. There's no question about that.
I mean, they've been successful in the clears too. It's not like they've been, I guess, turning them over.
Yep. Hillers looking to cut into the Wolverines' lead. Wolverines up 9-3 halfway through the third quarter. Coming inside,
Nice save there
by Pollock there off of Lottie. Lottie's a dangerous player. He's got some goals. He's got 2 goals tonight. Lottie and Champlin, 2 guys who have really make the offense stir for the Hillers.
Yeah, I mean, when they get on offense, they look to cycle it. That's something they've been doing for a couple years. They look to cycle it, and they get that one split-second chance, like right here.
Pass. Oh, that's a shot outside.
Looked like he wanted to pass that again,
there was a little hesitation there. That was C.J. Taylor. Looked like there might have been hesitation on that, but no harm, no foul. Ball stays with the Hillers.
As I was saying, Hopkinton just looks for that split-second moment where Westwood makes the slightest mistake, and that's where they capitalize.
Yep.
And you can tell that's one of their first shots from outside, the 10-yard mark.
Yeah.
So they're looking for those cuts in the just right outside the crease.
Good defense there. Martucci bounces.
That's not a guy you want to go to.
No.
That's not a guy you want to be on
like some physicality,
defended by.
Bouncing Millard back. And
Kyle
Harvey
Harvey
knocks the ball loose. Got some Wolverine players looking to battle for it. A little behind the
out of bounds.
back as
Looks
he's going
like
out of bounds.
Going
to be a Westwood ball. Or do they call a timeout?
Timeout.
Wow.
It's a great timeout there.
That's a great timeout called by the Hillers, and they're going to keep the possession. They're going to talk through it, come out with the possession after the timeout break.
There's magic associated with high school sports that's hard to quantify. Legends are born.
And they put it in the back of the net.
Memories are made. And smiles come across our faces. These are the moments we talk about forever. They become part of our history. They define us. At Arch Orthodontics, we know how important it is to engage with our community, how critical it is to empower these defining moments. And in a sense, we define our community too. We build confidence. We make the smiles that light up the field, the rink, the gym, and the court. And we do it with a dedication to excellence, just like our athletes who inspire us every time they put on a Westwood uniform.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance. And Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Coming out of the timeout call, it was a fantastic timeout called by Hiller head coach Dan Norton. Dan, good friends, close friends with Westwood head coach Todd Zahurik. A lot of mutual respect amongst those two. They've been coaching against each other for a while. We got John Quinn out there playing short stick D. Love to see that. John Quinn having himself a senior year. 3 sports, playoff win. He had a soccer goal versus Bellingham, and then he's had a few goals this year. Had 1 versus Norton, or 2 versus Norton. Champlin looking to get a running start. Former pick outside. Quinn gets a couple whacks on him. The pass outs inside, no one there. That's head towards the sideline.
I don't know why he
Kept
keep
inside.
that in. Was that a pass there or is that a shot?
It was a pass inside,
Okay, that's
miss
why.
on the connection. And then Hiller's able to come away with it. So no one was chasing it down with the Hiller player, so Hopkinton player able to come back in bounds and chase it. Going right to left is left to
Oh,
right is
nice
Matt
looking
Lottie.
check there from
And
C.J.
a great
Hancock.
check by C.J. Hancock. Gets the ball on the ground, picked up by Harvey, and a beautiful turnover. Now the Wolverines got to move it, and they do. Williams finds Hancock down Broadway. A little spin move there.
And you know,
Gonna
I
get
think
the touch, and he sends it down to
Got it.
Stuhler. So beautiful breakout after a turnover. Gets the ball where it needs to be for the Wolverines.
You know, I
They're
think one of the big reasons why Westwood is playing such good defense right now and they're creating these turnovers is because the offense is having these long possessions.
Yes.
It allows the defense to reset.
Oh,
They
yeah.
talk with
They're
each other,
fresh. Yeah.
get fresh.
You can see them now. They're giving each other daps,
Yep.
and they're feeling high right now.
And Kyle Harvey,
Yes.
captain.
The big dog.
Yep. He's telling them, what he's seeing on the field, what
Yep.
he thinks, this slide, that slide, where he wants the defense to be, certain formations, maybe switch it up a little bit.
Yep.
But right now, Westwood is just working them on the defensive side
Pass
of the
inside,
field.
missed on that connection, but I think that's going to be a turnover, and it is. Also, one thing noticed out here tonight, Max, Jaden in sweatpants.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I think he plays
It's a
his
little hot out.
best. I think he plays his best in the sweatpants.
Yeah, I think
it's,
it's like a form of protection.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know if you've ever seen that Lance Lynn interview, the Cardinals pitcher.
Yeah.
He got hit in the head with a comebacker, and after the game, they were like, "How does your head feel?" He's like, "I was wearing the hat."
Yeah.
And the reporters were like, "That's not protective. That's what the helmet's for." He's like, "Oh,
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
mental
Exactly.
Advantages. So forced ground ball there. Hancock taps it to himself and a nice turnover there. C.J.
Two in a row
Hancock comes
there.
away with it, and Wolverines have some numbers. Roycroft's going to settle it down. Great turnover there. C.J. Hancock gets the ball back in the stick of the Wolverines, looking to take advantage of it. Wolverines still up 9-3, 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Looking to get that 10th goal before the close. Liam Williams on the field. Shot. That goes wide. Ooh. That hit something.
hit the pole or in person?"
Don't know. But there was a gasp from the crowd. And Wolverines right back to the possession. Sesselman. He's got a goal. Liam Williams.
Literally split second, gets those hands free, just fires it. Goalie has no clue what's going on right now.
And Liam Williams with a hat trick of his own to join Will Stuhler in a timely goal.
Yep.
Wolverines looking to get that 10th. We were saying get that 10th one.
Yep.
As we're inside the last 2.5 minutes, and they do. 10-3 with 2 minutes and 3 seconds left here in
Yeah.
the third.
I mean, I don't want to jinx it here, but the halftime score was 6-3. West was put on 4 in a row.
Yep. That's what
This
you
is
want.
exactly what you want out of a half. And I think it really all started with that Coach Zahurik timeout.
Yes.
Right before
Yes.
the end of the half.
Yep.
Locks that team in. And then going to the half, recoup, I guess, get some more ideas, maybe run some plays. And it's
Maximize the
working.
Possession. Yep. And the Wolverines get the draw control. Sesselman He sends it over to Walsh. Walsh makes a move to the outside. Finds Stuhler. Stuhler has some speed. Finds Sesselman. Bounce shot saved by Burns. Ball up in the air. Hits the turf. Going to send it towards the middle of the field. Still loose. Physical battles. A lot of whacks and some hits going on. You got to earn it. There's no free possession down there. And Sesselman picks it up, hits the post, but Martucci with the ground ball.
Yeah, those are some of the hardest saves to make because you have no idea who comes out of that scrum with that ball, and you just got to pray you know.
Fredrickson
Nice save
with
there.
the shot and a beautiful save by Burns off his foot. He's had a couple off the feet. He's going to need a few ice bags. Right on the shin area. Roycroft, shot off the crossbar.
Westwood, I think,
It's a low to high shot.
55 seconds left. I think Westwood slows it down here, runs it
Yeah.
to, I'd say 15 seconds. Don't give them enough time to get down the field. Then you score.
Well,
But
Timmy Malloy's been doing a shot from the outside.
they are really hating Greg Walsh right
Yeah.
here. The Den. They're just having some fun out there.
Yeah.
It's all love here in Westwood. At least I think.
Fredrickson, and that's a save by Burns.
It's an interesting shot there.
I was gonna say, you know, even with the 58 seconds and the way that Timmy Malloy's been playing, you could certainly score 2 in that time span. So I mean that those shots, even with clock left or time left on the clock, it could be a 2-for-1 for Westwood. Westwood making it difficult for the Hillers to cross the 50, but they're able to get there. They haven't made a touch yet though, and
Might want to call
Westwood making
timeout
it
here.
difficult. And
Ball's
the ball
out
knocked
there.
loose.
Oh,
Williams just missed on it.
4 seconds left here.
Still loose, but yeah, as you said, time winding down. And that was great defense by the Wolverines. When Hopkinton got that possession, Westwood able to play good defense where they forced no shot, and they get out of the third quarter after would you say it was a 6-3 halftime score?
Yep.
4 unanswered by the Wolverines. They're up 10-3 after 3. And that's exactly how you want to get off to a hot start in that third quarter, put your foot on the gas, and really look for a fourth quarter to add to that and close it out.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I said they should do. Just go on a run.
Yeah.
Don't let them score. Possess the ball. Hopkinton barely had a possession that quarter.
Yeah.
And when they did, it led to turnovers. 2 big ones on that which helped that run for the Westwood Wolverines. I mean, Westwood's, I guess, running away with it, and they're doing that by possessing the ball.
Yeah. It's great movement. They're playing confident. They're playing unselfish too. You're not seeing guys forcing stuff. You know, they're looking for quality possessions. And I would still add to that, even though they scored 4 goals, 4 unanswered there, still some big saves by Burns. I mean,
Yeah.
it could be a 15-3 game if it weren't for Burns.
Yeah, he's keeping him in this game, and he's going to Assumption.
Yep.
He's looking like he deserves it here.
Yes, he's definitely college caliber goalie. And an update on Hiller softball. They won 13-4 in their playoff game. They are well positioned for a deep run for the MIA playoffs.
There's magic associated with high school sports that's hard to quantify. Legends are born,
And they put it in the back of the net.
memories are made, and smiles come across our faces. These are the moments we talk about forever. They become part of our history. They define us. At Arch Orthodontics, we know how important it is to engage with our community, how critical it is to empower these defining moments. And in a sense, we define our community too. We build confidence. We make the smiles that light up the field, the rink, the gym, and the court. And we do it with a dedication to excellence, just like our athletes who inspire us every time they put on a Westwood uniform.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance. And Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
What do you want to see here last quarter? You know, what kind of behaviors, what kind of executions do you want to see the Wolverines make out there?
You want to see long possessions. That is the biggest thing. And you want to see shots, but you don't want to see bad shots.
Yeah,
you
quality,
only want good shots.
Shots with guys well positioned behind the net.
Yep.
And
you don't want shots that easy saves.
Yeah.
Like anywhere outside of 10 yards, I'd say don't shoot it. Unless it's wide open and it's one of your best shooters that you've seen can make that shot.
Yeah.
Or you want it on the crease.
I'd add to that, I want to see some bounce shots.
Yep.
Keep the bounce
Keep
shots
them moving.
up. A little bounce on it. So Wolverines with a face-off win again. Timmy Malloy, I think he might have earned himself an interview. Your thoughts, Max?
Yeah, I mean, he's done an amazing job at the dot here.
Sesselman with a shot, that's saved by Burns.
And he's kept him in this game.
Yep.
And he's basically allowed Westwood to keep tacking on these goals because he keeps getting them these possessions. And they're not easy face-offs. We saw that in the third quarter. There were some battles there for like 10, 15 seconds where they're locked in. And Malloy just comes out with it as a great check there by Sesselman.
Yep.
And that's who Tim Malloy is. He's going to play his heart out until the end. Until he hears a whistle, he is going to try his hardest.
He's going to compete till the very end. He's got that dog in him, as the kids say. He's got an overtime winner under his belt, too, with the big win they had this year versus King Philip.
Yeah, hopefully this one doesn't go to overtime.
Nope. So what you said, Wolverines looking to get that clock.
You can
Continue to eat clock.
You can just see the Hopkinton offense. They don't want to go at Harvey
No, they
here.
look
He's made some
defeated.
great defensive plays.
Shot goes
Oh, that's
wide.
got to be Westwood
Is that
there.
a possession there? Yes.
Great
Great
chase there by
job.
Cochran, who is
Cochran,
back on
who's-
midfield.
Wow. That's a question we will need to ask.
Liam Williams on attack.
Wow.
I haven't seen that. But they could just want to possess the ball. He's one of the fastest guys. They're going to, I guess, I don't know if they're going to run the clock out, but he's the guy you want with the ball.
Oh,
He's quick.
my gosh,
He
yeah.
has a great amount of stamina. He can just keep running the ball. And if he gets behind the net, run back and forth.
Yeah.
And then
No
eventually they'll say, shoot it.
Yeah. You're tapping out if you're chasing after him.
Yeah. And there's a couple of guys on this team that can do that.
Yeah.
One of them being the guy who has the ball right there, Dante Martucci.
Martucci over to Roy Croft. They're going to work it around. Inside 10 minutes. Good job by the Wolverines to kill 2 minutes worth. Or excuse me, no. Yeah, over 2 minutes worth. That ball is going to go wide, out of bounds. Was that considered a shot?
Yep.
Yes. So they will
Keep in possession. You want those possession shots. I don't think we'll see Westwood go. Well, I think we'll see Westwood have a guy below goal line extended for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Because eventually the refs are gonna say shoot it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they'll say you're
Force
stalling.
it, yeah. They'll
But
force
if they
it
have that
inside
guy
the-
behind the net,
Roy
it's a great
Croft
play
head
there.
towards the net, off the post. How many times have we said that today? Either a crossbar or a post.
For Roycroft especially,
Yeah.
he's dinged that crossbar a couple of times. That one looked like the near side post.
Just shows how good of a game Burns has had. Is Westwood, really trying to get inside those posts. I know that Burns is gonna get a piece of it if it's in the middle.
I mean,
Nice
10
move.
goals seems like
And then Roy Croft puts it in the back of the
11
net.
goals seems like a lot, but they could easily have 20
they could be up
goals.
20 with the amount of quality shots they've had. Jack Roycroft with the goal. That's his second goal of the game. Put Westwood up 11-3 with 8:59 remaining.
Yeah, I mean, Westwood's ability, it's as long as they keep changing where they're shooting. Burns going to make some great saves. It's hard to make a bunch of saves in a row. And building on this lead, especially, they're up 8 right now with 9 minutes left. Lacrosse can change quickly as long as Westwood keeps scoring or having these really long possessions. The Hillers aren't going to be able to come back.
Right back to the dot. Timmy Malloy having himself a night. And face-off won by Champlin. Champlin crosses the 50. He's going to work it inside the 30 himself.
You can see there, Salvage on the far side of the field. He's locking off.
Yep.
They seem to be locking off the closest attackman, and that is a very strategic play there by Zaharik, because if they're locking off, Champlin cannot pass it, meaning he's going to be playing offense with that face-off stick until he can get off the field.
Yeah. But they also, that just killed about 45 seconds.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's a smart play. He's using the clock to his advantage to Hopkinton's disadvantage by forcing him to make a long play to get in, get out with the new stick.
Yeah, I mean, if they do that the rest of the game, I mean, Malloy's going to win some face-offs based on what he's done this entire game. But if they do get that possession, you can expect to see Westwood locking off those winged attackmans.
Hillers with the ball. Down 8.
That's going to be
Towards
Westwood
the net.
ball again.
Jaden going to chase that down. I believe he's got the angle.
That might be the fastest I've ever seen him run. And boy, is that important. Hopkinton, you know, they're getting these, I guess, quality shots, but if they're missing, for a couple of these, they just haven't had the backup.
Yeah.
And it's a combination. You saw on, I think the last time they had possession, Cochran chased it.
Yeah.
But you can see Pollock is he's chasing.
How special was it playing with your brother and to see him, you know, playing big in big-time games?
You know, it was awesome to see, because not only was we were playing on the same team, he's starting, he's winning us games. It's the best feeling ever.
You got Jack Stuhler out there. Nice spin move by the senior.
Broken ankles there. Great move by Stuhler.
He's got the fans fired up.
Touching grass.
Sesselman inside to Stuhler. Stuhler looking to shoot. Save by Burns.
Yeah. Good looking save. You read that.
It was a good look there by Stuhler. I think a pass from Sesselman. And Wolverine's going to make it difficult again on the breakout. That pass is too high.
Nice ground ball there.
Walsh with the
Walsh.
hit. Knocks the ball loose.
Could he get
makes
this?
another hit. And Sesselman
Walsh playing the
for it.
body.
Nice job there by Walsh
nice
and
stick.
Sesselman. Combination on the hit and also the possession. Walsh down low to Stuhler. Stuhler with some space off the crossbar. Hancock gets
I know
the
he
rebound.
wanted to shoot that one.
Oh, he
if
did.
he had any space, he's shooting that.
Well, what a game he's had, getting ground balls in key situations to win possessions, keep possessions. So Liam Williams, he's got the ball. He's got some speed going lefty, and that's just wide.
And that's a great shot there.
Yeah.
I mean, you see him do that righty, but being able to do that from both sides, it makes the offense insanely dynamic.
That's that air Liam look we've been talking about. And we mentioned it. We haven't seen many lefty shots from him this year. We saw him score lefty versus Holliston, which was great to see because I think he's been saving it for the playoffs.
Yeah. And you
just like Coach C
timely.
was saving the Cochran look. Walsh with the shot. He scores.
It's a snipe there.
Beautiful shot there by Greg Walsh.
And the Westwood crowd is hating it,
yeah,
but
I don't like to
I
hear
think
that.
the team's loving it.
But we're loving it. Greg Walsh with a nice goal there. And he's got multiple goals today. That is his second of the game. Put the Wolverines up 12-3.
That might shut the crowd up.
Greg Walsh has been terrific all season. Great physical player. And, you know, he's got a rocket himself when he's up on the top of the key and he gets that look on a nice pass. He's got great skills to take a look at the net and fire one top corner.
I mean, it all started there before the clear. Walsh.
The turnover. Yeah, him and Sesselman working together.
Yep.
The thing, too, about Walsh, he's been one of few guys to be able to beat Burns high.
Yep. It's just unpredictable.
Hancock looking to knock the ball loose.
Nice
He
check
does.
again.
That ball,
He's had some timely checks there.
that ball ricocheted about 20 yards back. Now Stuhler looking to do the same.
Hancock.
Hopkinton to work it back.
Hancock's checks just seem to be just on point. Like
Yeah.
right as they want to pass it, he's on the stick. As soon as they hang it, he's on it.
Champlin,
Spiked it.
That
Is
looked
that
like
his
it
face-off
might have been the
stick?
face-off stick, and that's why you see them switch out the sticks. It is warped. Does not have the same consistency with accurate shots. We're inside 5 minutes, 15 seconds, and counting here remaining in the game. Wolverines up 9. And a beautiful second half execution by the Wolverines.
I just want to say, this has been a flawless second half so far for the defense.
Yes.
The score was 6-3.
Yep.
There is still a 3 on the guest side of the scoreboard. That just attests to, you know, the defense, but also Pollock in net making some great saves.
Oh!
Another one right there.
Jaden
Great
Pollock.
save. Read that perfectly.
What a save.
And those are hard shots to save,
That
especially
was.
from Champlin there,
Yeah.
just open.
It's a good shot. And then nice pass up top to cross the 50 to Roycroft. Roycroft makes a nice move. Opens the hips up, works it down low. Has Cochran. Cochran to Stuhler. Stuhler, great job being able to get a stick on that. That shot goes wide, but Cochran positioned well. Keep the possession.
Westwood's moving the ball great.
See Hancock down in the offensive
Yeah,
area.
he's
Is
got to
he
get
trying
off
to
the
get a look?
field
Yeah,
there.
he
He
goes.
wants a look,
I
but
love when you see the hovering. You see Malloy do it every now and then after a win.
yeah,
And you know
I
what?
mean,
These guys earn it, to get a shot every now and then and try and get a goal. And we see Jack Stuhler up there. Imagine a playoff goal of Stuhler to Stuhler.
I
My
mean, we
goodness.
saw it senior night. Why not
Did.
again?
It was a special, special memory between those two. I loved the handshake between them after that goal. They knew that it was special for a lot of people. Cochran with the shot. That goes wide.
They're locking down on defense here, but Westwood is just these skip passes,
Yeah.
as they call them. They're skipping a guy
Yeah.
instead of cycling it directly in a circle. They're just perfectly placed. Hopkinton's right there, and they can well, that
ball
one
goes
wasn't.
by.
But
And we're going to have a call, I believe,
Over
on
and
Westwood.
back.
So that's going to be a Hiller ball with 3 minutes and 36 seconds. Clock is going to restart on the ref's whistle. Back alive.
as I was saying, Westwood's just putting it right on their ear.
Yep.
Right where, like, even though they're kind of risky passes, I mean, they got a lead that they got a cushion on
Sure,
them.
yeah.
But those passes are just right on the ear, and it's working perfectly. They're killing some time. Getting some new guys in, too. Ryan Owens
Yep,
on defense
see-
right now.
See Rowan's out there. Great defense there by Roycroft. He is giving no ground. And Morshall out there. Saved
Another
by
save.
Pollock.
He's reading it so well.
Pollock, his best game of the season, I got to say. He's been fantastic.
I mean, especially compared to the last game, I know, I think my dad said it was 6 goals in the first quarter, 2 the rest of the game.
Yeah.
We see 3 goals in the first, I guess, 15-ish minutes,
Yeah.
0 the rest of the game so
Yeah.
far.
Unbelievable adjustments made by the Wolverines, and that's what playoffs about. Ryan Owens staying on the field.
Could
He's
he
looking
go for it? Oh.
He opened the hips up.
He wanted one.
I saw the fans getting ready. They knew the opportunity, what they were seeing right there.
Jaden coming off the field. They're getting Jack Corrigan in.
Jack Corrigan coming in.
Great moment.
That is awesome. Jack a senior, or what year is Jack?
I believe he's a
Junior.
junior, maybe
Yep.
sophomore.
Special moment. He's going to remember this. Two minutes left. Sesselman, the ball. Sends it up top to Fredrickson. Coming inside. Ball gets knocked loose. He's able to go behind the back.
Nice save by
Burns.
And
That had a lot on it, even for a behind-the-back shot.
I know there's a 12 up there. It doesn't show how well he's played.
No, he's been fantastic. Nice clear by the Hillers. They got the ball with 1:30 remaining here. The Wolverines gonna make their way to the round of 16. I think they've done it 3 or 4 years in a row now. That shot goes wide.
Yep. Big moment. And I think they're ready for it. Based on this performance,
Yep.
if they can keep this mentality and this mindset that they are the better team,
Yeah.
they can go a long way in this tournament.
I think they've had enough years in a row to know how good they are and to know the work that's been put into them being the team that they are. And there's a goal there, and we got a flag on the play as well. It's a goal by number 9, Sam O'Brien, captain for the Hillers. And we're gonna get a flag on Westwood. The hit after the goal, or might have been during the process. That is the first goal for the Hillers since the first half, or even maybe the first quarter. I'll have to double check on that. that's going to be a free face-off for the Hillers. See Brett Bama out there. Great to see a lot of the alumni back. Saw Don Varnerin down on the fence level. It's a popular place, I feel like, for the alumni.
Yep.
Right in the dad section.
Exactly. They love, we love just talking to the parents. I mean, especially because, I graduated last year. I know a bunch of the seniors, and I had known to, I grew, my relationships grew with the underclassmen too.
Yeah.
It's just great that the community, the sense of community in Westwood is incredible for every sport.
Oh, it's incredible. It's just the connections and even the alumni. You could be 30 years, 40 years removed. We saw Nikki Delaney here tonight, still rooting on Wolverines. Girls lacrosse players, many of them are players for her on Westwood basketball, but she still bleeds white and green. So Dante Martucci's going to have a double team on him. So it looks like it was a penalty on Hopkinton then.
This could get chippy.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't. I hope they just run
you
the
gotta
clock
be smart.
out.
Gotta
But
be smart here. Martucci turning into the running back. And he goes left, now
it's a
going right.
slash.
He's going to go back the other way. And he's got a shot
Wow.
on net, and he scores with a stick on his helmet. He finds the back of the net and scores on his future teammate, Nate Burns. And that is the 13th goal for the Wolverines and Dante's first of the game. I wasn't expecting a shot there.
Neither was I. I thought they just run the clock
you
out.
put that in the back of the net. I don't have a problem with that, especially when you are a man up. And Brett Bama going to come out here for the face-off. Great to see him get in his first playoff action. He's the face-off guy of the future.
Yep. Z knows that, so he's going to put him in the game. It's important to get the new guys in, especially in the
Bama.
playoffs. It's a great
Little battle there. He's got Ryan Owens helping out.
push there.
Westwood ball. So the Wolverines earn the possession after a nice little
Only
battle.
two middies there, and they're both getting off there.
That was a 2-on-2 battle. Bama and Owens, two sophomores. Owens, the pride of Colburn Street. We got Jack Stuhler. Jack Stuhler sends it over to Cochran. Clock gets inside 30 seconds remaining. The Wolverines getting their track shoes on. And Cochran.
I don't know if he was John Adam,
Yeah.
but Cochran is one of the nicest guys, so I'm going to go with the defenders had something to say
Yeah.
first.
And then inside
Running
10
the clock
seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5. And we got a thank you seniors chant going on. And the Wolverines victorious here at home, 13-4 over rival, TVL large rival, Hopkinton Hillers. And what a second half for the Wolverines.
Let up one goal.
One
and that,
goal.
That was after Pollock came out of the net. I mean, that was some incredible defense. It was just locked down for the entire second half. Whatever Z said in that timeout before the half must have worked.
Yeah.
Because they just started powering goals into the net,
Yep.
possessing the ball, passing the ball,
Yep.
sharing the ball.
Yes.
And that's what Westwood Lacrosse is all
That
about.
is winning lacrosse. And guys, got to give shout outs to Stuhler. What a night. Liam Williams, what a night. I mean, there's so many to list. But, the ones that haven't been, the big names you hear all season, C.J. Hancock, great night. Timmy Malloy, so underrated that I don't think he gets nearly enough credit for how big of an impact he has on the games. And, Jaden Pollock, his best game of the season by far.
Yeah. I mean, 4 goals, not going to win you a lacrosse game.
Yep.
But you can just tell that defense was not letting up.
No. And so, Evan, final thoughts.
Great win for Westwood. They started off a little bit slow, a little bit sluggish, but I think we can chalk that up to a all-night grad party.
All-night grad, yeah.
A little rust from that, but
Graduation day, too.
of
It's a long
course,
day.
of course, a lot of seniors on this team,
Yes.
but a great team win, especially a big defensive win for the team. a big game by Jaden Pollock, one of
Yeah.
the best we've seen here in recent
time.
memory. But for the boys, you know, it's the same story as the girls we told earlier. They're on to Marshfield. That's the opponent they'll be seeing next in Marshfield. That's going to be a tough opponent, but a good matchup nonetheless that we'll be following.
It was a terrific game they played earlier this year on the Chowder Cup. It was a 1-goal game. Westwood lost, I think, within like the last few seconds of that game. But it was one of the best games. Saw them play all year. And I will tell you this, Marshfield is probably saying to themselves, oh, we got to play Westwood. It was that kind of game where they know that it's going to be a tough test, and likewise for Westwood. They know that Marshfield team is a very talented team that's going to bring a lot of challenges that Westwood will certainly look to answer and be up for. And that is going to do it here at Flay High. Wolverines 13-4 winners here in the round of 32. Thanks for watching, folks, and we'll see you on the next one.